Here's what happened the opening round of the 2020 FIA Motocross World Championship season. The Mxgp of Great Britain at Matchley Basin. It was Tom Vial on the Red Bull KTM who grabbed the first Vauxhall shot of the season, closely followed by the 172 of Matthijs Borromée on the FNX Racing Kawasaki. Before the end of the lap, though, 193, Jago Geerts was making moves. He found his way past Mikkel Harup and then Conrad Mewse to move himself into fourth. Thomas Olsen had a poor race, eventually coming home at 11th, just with that pass on Jeremy Siddo. Then Mikkel Harup, who was showing good promise, made a mistake. That allowed Jed Beaton through into third place. Talking point of the race, though, Tom Vial lost his hand off the handlebar as he cased a triple whilst leading. He couldn't get it started. Jago Geerts found a way through. Vial did rejoin the race, but a couple of laps later, lost the front end in the same corner and eventually came home in sixth place, but it was a win for Jago Geerts in race one. In MX2 race two, this time it was the other Red Bull KTM, René Hoffer, who held the nice tight line through the inside. They were pretty close though as they did cross it, but it was a Vauxhall shot for René Hoffer. But before he got to turn two, Jago Geerts was leading. The two KTMs were right there in second and third, although Vial got pushed back to fourth place as Ruben Fernandez went through. But then Jago Geerts made a mistake here on the exit of the turn before the end of the lap. Hoffer was through into the lead, Jago Geerts was second, and as he challenged the Austrian for the lead, this happened. He lost the front, went down, he picked himself up in ninth place, and it was a hard charge back through the field for the Montrealish Yamaha rider. Maxime Renault was having a good solid ride in fourth, closely followed by Harup and Beaton. Beaton then fell as the rain fell. Geerts then found his way past Maxime Renault. And then the battle of the Danes. Number 11, Mikkel Harup went around the outside of Thomas Olsen, clearly struggling with that injury, moved him up into third, and around the same time, Vial took over the lead from Hoffer. Hoffer had led for 10 laps. Checkered flag went out, though, to Tom Vial. Hoffer came home second, Harup third, Jago Geerts fourth, and Olsen was fifth. And that meant the overall looked like this. Jago Geerts took his first career win in MX2 with the first and the fourth, Vial second, and Harup third, both Geerts with his first win and Harup with his first ever podium. And Jago Geerts becomes the 28th Belgian to win a British Grand Prix since 1957 and the third Yamaha win here at Matchley Basin. And more importantly, he takes the championship leaders red plate to round two in the Netherlands in 1 week's time.
Yeah, it was a really good weekend for me. The first heat, I didn't have the best start, but then I came back to second and Tommy crashed, so I had a little gift and finished first, so it was a really nice race. And then the second heat, I had a big crash, but came back to fourth, so it was still okay, and got my first overall, so I'm really happy.
In MXGP race one, the mad dash down to the first turn was as frantic as ever. But it was Jeremy Seewer who grabbed the first Vauxhall shot of the campaign, closely followed by Jeremy Van Hoorbeek, Tim Geiser, but those two came together at the bottom of the first downhill. Geiser would pick himself up and rejoin in 30th, but he was already on the charge to 13th before the end of the first official lap. Hurlings led the way. Battle for second, though, looked like this. Seewer making a bobble. Mitch Evans for Team HRC found his way around the outside of the Swiss rider to go in pursuit of Hurlings, who then started to pull clear, and a few laps later, it was Seewer who repaid the favour, got himself back into second. De Salle took no prisoners as he nudged Koldenoff out of the way. Geiser then made this move on Prado. Prado found his way back past briefly, and then Geiser in the end had to work hard to get back past to find his way into seventh. He then fell on the final turn, challenging Koldenoff, and he lost a position. Hurlings went on to win the race from Jeremy Seewer and Mitch Evans. Cairoli and De Salle were your top five. MXGP race two, and this time it was another Yamaha, but that was the SM Action MC Miliori rider, number 29, Henry Jacobi, who just stole it from the 222 of Cairoli and Geiser. Geiser leading before he got to the second corner. Cairoli was in a good position, so too was Hurlings. Jacobi hung on for fourth for a while, but then Seewer started to make moves, found his way past the 61 of Prado, and at the same time, Hurlings was up into second with this pass on his teammate, Cairoli. Jeremy Seewer made this pass on Mxgp to move into 6th place. But then late on in the race, Mitch Evans started to gain ground, and so too did the 2.59 of Coldenhoff. Seewer, though, couldn't fend off the challenges of the Gas rider, the standing construct Gas rider, as he surged eventually up to 6th position with moves like this on Mitch Evans in the latter stages of the race. Tim Geiser went on to take his first race win of the year. Hurlings was 2nd, Cairoli 3rd, Paul and Natalia top 5. The overall belonged to Jeffrey Hurlings, though, his 87th Grand Prix victory. Geiser came home 2nd with an 8-1 scorecard, and Cairoli with a 4-3 was 3rd overall. Between those top 3 riders, 16 world titles, 200 Grand Prix wins and 341 podiums, and Cairoli equals Stefan Evert's 166 podium tally.
I've been studying a lot about the last championships, and I just try to be consistent this year. You know, I don't even want to win every single race. And the good thing is I've already lost a motor. So, but it was a good day, you know, to come out 1st and 2nd. And definitely this year the stars improved. We improved as a team, and the bike got again better. So I'm very thankful for that. And